lastly, we are going to touch on one of my favorite athletes ever, Randy Moss, who uh, Randy Moss is an NFL commentator for ESPN. He's on Sunday NFL Countdown every Sunday before the slate of games kick off. And one particular, I think it was 2 weeks ago, there was something strange going on with his eyes. They look kind of yellowish. People were commenting on it. So he took the liberty the following week, which was this past Sunday, of doing a little pre-announcement before they got into the football analysis to let people know that he's going through something internally, and that he's seeking help from doctors, and he wants people to pray for him, and him and his family are experiencing this, and that he thinks that everyone should get their checkups. So let's see, we'll go ahead and pull this up real quick for Randy Moss. So this says NFL legend Randy Moss asked for prayers while revealing he is battling something internally. NFL legend Randy Moss says he is battling a health issue and called for his fans to send him prayers. The former wide receiver, who now works as a pundit, posted 2 videos on Instagram Sunday to explain why he's been wearing tinted sunglasses during his television appearances this week. Throughout the week of the holidays, your boy has been battling something internal. He said in a video, along with a caption which read, "Get your checkups." Moss, who in 2018 was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, then addressed the issue at the top of ESPN's coverage on Sunday NFL Countdown. "I just wanted to share something with you all. I put a post up maybe a few minutes ago on Instagram just telling people you were talking about my eyes last week. And I just want to let the viewers know that me and my wife, me and my family, we are battling something internally. I have some great doctors around me. I couldn't miss the show. I wanted to be here with you guys." The analyst appeared to be in high spirits as he joked with colleagues on the show, saying he felt great. It comes after concern grew last week when viewers noticed Moss' eyes appeared yellow. He has since started to wear sunglasses during television appearances. "It's not being disrespectful," he said on Sunday's show, "because I'm on television. I'm battling something. I need all the prayer warriors. God bless you all, and thanks for the prayers." Moss did not reveal any details about what he was battling. The NFL legend played 14 seasons in the league, most notably with the Minnesota Vikings and the New England Patriots. So there you go. On Instagram, he stressed getting your checkups, and he went public on Sunday NFL Countdown talking about battling something internally without going into anything specific. So what do you make of this somewhat revelation from Randy Moss? Because again, he didn't really say anything other than saying he's battling something internally.
I mean, yeah, when I saw the clip floating online a couple weeks ago, people was like, "Yo, what's going on with Randy Moss's eyes?" I thought it was like I thought it was doctored, footage. I thought people was like playing games, but I kept scrolling, and seeing that I was like, "Man, this guy's eyes are out of there." So immediately I thought, liver cirrhosis or something, you know. Um, I ain't trying to get at Randy, but you know what I'm saying, look like he sick. And I wouldn't be surprised. And so for him to actually reveal that he's going through something, and for guys to get their checkups, yeah, man, I'm with that, man. He's a young dude, bro.
Yeah.
47. So when he was popping, bro, you know what I'm saying? He was our new wave, you know what I'm saying? He was our receiver. The old heads had Jerry Rice, and we saw Jerry, but we saw Randy Moss come in immediately. So he was our receiver. And so so he's not too far from us in age. And yeah, man, he's one of my favorites. And so when I first saw it, the guy on TikTok or whatever, they making a spectacle out of it. And immediately, again, I went to liver cirrhosis. I went to, he probably, was sipping like that. And yeah, man, he gotta get right. So I don't know if this is something that's been ongoing. I don't know if he been knew about this, or this was something where, it took him to get, people asking questions or people on set noticing it that day, or because I always remember his eyes do having, being reddish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He never really had the whitest of eyes, but this was a new color. So he does a great job as an analyst on TV. Yeah, again, I'm a fan of the man, and I do agree that, what I'm saying, dudes got to get their checkups, man, especially when you're in your 40s. Because if it is a liver issue, blood work will show that. And I guess for him saying that, I guess he's been skipping those visits, man. I guess since he's not in the league no more, he don't get physicals like that. So, yeah, man, this is a wild situation, and I am putting positive vibes out there for brother Randy, but what I'm saying, if this is coming from some type of substance, I hope he gets well and get over that, so he can get right. But what are your thoughts, man, on Sir Randy Moss coming out and saying, "Hey, fellas, get your checkups right," and give him some prayers, bro? What are your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, I hope whatever it is, it works out for the best. You know, damn Randy. Every time I think about Randy Moss, I think about the fact that he should have been at Florida State. But he was, but he
That
was,
one
but
gonna
he
happen.
was, but he was goofing off, man, and got dismissed by the program. He should have been there.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
should
yeah,
have been
yeah.
at Florida State, man. That hurts my heart to this day that he never played for Florida State because he was dismissed from the program over weed. But I don't know. Maybe Randy has some sort of an impulse issue, and I don't know what the case is. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, people do need to get themselves checked out. Um, I think there's a tendency to be a little too laissez-faire, lackadaisical when it comes to regular doctor visits to just learn what's going on with your general health. Even people who have access to medical attention, they just don't utilize it because they just say, hey, if I'm not feeling nothing, nothing must be wrong.
All right.
And that's not necessarily the case. You can have a lot of stuff going on, but it won't hit you until you start to get older and your body starts to deteriorate a little more. So, um, hopefully, this is something that isn't too um, devastating in terms of Randy's health individually, but also it can be used as a litmus for other people who don't take regular health visits seriously enough, because
Mm-hmm.
that's also a thing. I also think it's a thing for people, especially people in our community because of history, to be generally distrusting of medical advice. I think personally that that's a mistake. I think that you should do your own research
Mm-hmm.
and know everything about what's going on with all health matters, but also seek medical attention from actual medical practitioners. Going the route of not getting regular visits with a health professional, to me, is a mistake. I do believe that. And I know it's hard to break the bonds of trauma when it comes to being distrusting of doctors and medicine, but they're there for a reason. And I think people should seek it out rather than avoid it, because you don't want to be 50, 60 years old and you can't do stuff because there's some health condition that's now prohibiting you from being able to live a full life. And I have people in my family who are way too young to be as handicapped as they are, uh, uh, but are nevertheless in this state because they didn't take good enough care of themselves when they could have. So that's my main takeaway from this. I hope the best for Randy. He's one of my favorite athletes ever growing up. He was our Jerry Rice because he was in his prime when we were watching this stuff.
Right, 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 right.
Jerry Rice's prime preceded us,
Mm-hmm.
but Randy Moss's prime is our era. So
Mm-hmm.
I've always admired him as a player, and I think he does a good job on TV, which I don't say that very often about most of the people who do TV. So I hope everything works out for him. But yeah, don't ignore warning signs and just go and get checked out, people. It's not worth it.
Yeah, and last thing I'll say is that I used to be skipping out on that, man. I skip out on everything. And then I'll go to the doctor once. I ain't lying, bro. One of the doctor once every 7 years or something like that. Like I rarely went, but I'm making a change now. I'm making a change now. So I have went recently, before all of this. And but I have went recently, and clean bill of health. And honestly, bro, the psychology on the back end of that is
Yeah,
priceless.
yeah, yeah.
Because I was in a boat of hell, man. I don't know, you know. And yeah, man. And I was worried about various factors, man. When I was younger, bro, I was sipping crazy, so I didn't know the status of my liver. I didn't know the status of anything, you know. And so when I went in there, and the lady was like, the lady was shocked. She was asking me what I eat. I told her, I say, hey, man, no GMOs, no red meat, baby. And I started flexing then. And she was like, okay, yeah, yeah, this explains a lot, you know. And so yeah, man, I was happy about that. And so, so on that front end where there's all, and that's what I'm saying, I can talk to this. So on that front end with all that anxiety of going, man, I ain't trying to get no bad news right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel nothing. I'm gonna keep rocking like this. But that anxiety that you have all the time when you think about it like that is not clean. So if you know you good, then go get that good result, and then you'll know you're great. And then just go back next year.
Yeah,
Don't ride that out for the next 5 to 6. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. Speaking on this personally, man, it is important because I am getting up there in age, player, whether you believe it or not, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta make sure that I'm right out here so I can keep you know what I'm saying? I can double up on my years. You know what I mean?
yes,
So yeah, man. So shout out to Randy, bro. This is very unfortunate. And hopefully this is something you can turn around, man.
yeah,
And I'd like to see you get right. And if you got a wife and a family out there, man, you need to be out there for them. 47 is way too young, bro, to be going through stuff like this, huh? So get well, Randy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. It is far too young. I have family who are far too young, and they are dealing with stuff
Yeah.
because of this very thing. Obviously there's a bit of agency that comes into play because you have to be responsible. But on top of being responsible, you have to be responsible enough to go ahead and get yourself checked out,
Mm-hmm.
and stop thinking that the world is against you. Um, Patients first. Your PC, your primary care, they're not against you. They want to, like, the world. Not every aspect of the world is against you. So just go and get checked out, man. Because in the long run, the alternative is just not worth the price you pay. So just go and get it done. And like you said, man, there's nothing like getting those clean results and being able to kind of flex on that. Like, yeah, I got these clean results. So yeah, I hope everything works out for him and that he can turn around because it's we're going to start getting to the point here where people we grew up looking at
Yeah.
are going to
Yeah.
start going the way of the Rainbow Road.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
going to be a crazy thing because thus far everything has been people who were popping before we showed up.
Right.
You
Right.
know, like the Michael Jacksons of the world and all of these people who are popping in the 80s and maybe early 90s, barring something happening because of tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything thus far has been, oh, they were 60, 70 years old or whatever, late 50. But now it's going to start getting to the point where these are going to be people who are either contemporaries or people who were at their peak when we were actively watching it and could understand what was going on. And
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be a crazy thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think people need to check that out. There's nothing like being able to stand on good health.
Yep.
Health is wealth. I'm not trying to sound cliche or boring, but the fact that I'm able to get up and move around and do what I do, I appreciate that every second of the day. Um, especially, you have aspirations like someone such as myself. I'm getting up there. I'm a couple of years removed from being 40, but I still want to like be a dad and all of this kind of stuff. You got to still be able to run around with your kid,
Right.
and you don't want to be in, like, I've already accepted I'm probably going to be an old dad, right? But if I'm going to be an old dad, I still want to be vibrant and physically able to move around and jump around and do stuff. And
Mhm.
you don't want to be an old dad who can't run around with your kid because you didn't pay enough consideration to your health when you had the chance, and now you can barely move around or walk around or run around or jump around or do whatever. So
Mhm.
all of these kinds of things should motivate everybody to just be more on top of stuff like this. But shouts out to Randy, and I do hope everything works out.
Get well, bro.
Yes, sir. But with that out of the way, another good stream in the books. Conscious Approach, once again, back in the building for another one. If this is your first time catching wind of what we like to do here on the channel, you know what I like to say, man. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Let us know what you think about the commentary in this or any other video, because we certainly appreciate the feedback as we continue to grow this little community. You can catch me on Instagram at JVWins, JVWINS. You can also catch Conscious Approach on Instagram at ConApproach, CONAPPROACH. And let me reiterate, as I said at the top of the stream, we are now on Spotify. We are now on Apple Podcasts. So whether you listen to podcasts on Spotify or whether you listen to podcasts via the Apple app for podcasts, we are there. Search us, Conscious Approach. Rate the videos, leave us a review, let us know. We're trying to trend upwards on those platforms as well. Very excited to be able to be available in all places where people might consume content. Just trying to diversify so that we can just be available in as many ways as possible. Until next time, as I always like to say, have a mind of your own, think for yourself, and we'll catch you on the next video.
Yeah. And the name is Dogon SS. And you can find me on Instagram at Dogon_SS and on YouTube, TikTok, DraftKings, you know what I'm saying? Prize Picks, even though ain't no community over there. You know what I'm saying? Dogon SS everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you guys hit a like and subscribe while you're over here as well. And leave some comments, man. We really be appreciating what y'all got to say. And as I say on every part, guys, all right, don't be too high, don't be too low. Keep it calm, keep it chill, keep it clear. And don't let anybody get you off your pivot, including those people leaving shopping carts in an empty parking space, or those people blowing up bathrooms like Nick Cannon and not wiping their ass. So until the next time, everyone, more rings to Robert Ory. We'll see y'all on the next episode.
That's right. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Thank you so much to everybody who has felt so inclined to hit that subscribe button. We certainly appreciate it. Thank you very much. And until next time, we are signing off until the next video, until the next stream. We will see you later. Peace.
Peace. Hey, we out the ACC championship game. Okay.
Yeah.
You lose
crazy.
Syracuse.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
Help us now.
Dave Blunts, man, get a trainer. Hey, Lizzo, hit up Dave Blunts. Hit up Dave Blunts, man. Get that boy a trainer. We out.
Peace. Golly, wow.